A tribe
Native American, Lindy, excuse me, please use the politically correct term. They're Native Americans.
That's correct. Yeah. Good job, Caroline. Lindy.
All right. So the tribe confirmed she is
Since
not.
Anna, we care about using politically correct terms like undocumented and illegal, which the correct term is still illegal.
You use language I don't like, and I didn't get on your ass about it. So I would appreciate if you shut the fuck up and don't get on my ass about it. Would that be nice?
Yeah, her take. Speaking of PBD, speaking of Valuetainment, one Valuetainment production that has not been doing all that well is Her Take. We've documented this pretty obsessively just because of how funny it is. You know, the waning view count on this show, barely clearing 1,000 views on any given clip drop. This one didn't even hit 1,595 is just completely fucking embarrassing. And with these numbers, you know, Zach and I have been predicting that the show probably won't last for much longer. They already lost two of its original hosts, Jillian Michaels and Amy Dangerfield, leaving it with Ana Kasparian, Lindy Lee, and I guess this other blonde woman who I still have not even figured out what her name is. I guess she's now the new third host. And funny enough, not only in this recent episode that dropped this morning, but also in the last one, she's the only one that's actually in the studio. As you can see there's the Her Take studio behind her. So I guess she's probably in the Miami area or wherever in Florida they record this at. But seemingly Anna is sick of the commute. Anna is sick of having to fly all the way from Los Angeles to Florida every single week to do this trash show.
PBD's sick of footing the bill.
That too. Yeah, maybe I didn't even think about that. I imagine PBD was probably paying for those flights.
100% he was.
Ooh, yeah. So he probably said, you're going to have to pay for your own airfare or whatever. Zach can do a better voice than I can.
Listen to me. Bare ass pass on Spirit Airline is my final offer if you want to continue to come to sunny Miami, or if you'd like to negotiate, you will move here full time.
That's exactly what happened. But either way, you know, it's a complete embarrassment. Again, I can't imagine having to spend, you know, time with these ladies every week. And, you know, as we've demonstrated in the past, we're not afraid of giving credit even to Ana Kasparian, which is why I thought we'd play this clip of her seemingly at the end of her rope, specifically with this guest in the middle, or not guest, but I guess new host in the middle. This was pretty funny. Again, Anna seems to be kind of at the end of her rope, more than a little bit sick of having to entertain this bullshit.
Yeah, why is this lady framed like shit too? Like they don't have them equally framed. Like this is like you have a producer, you have somebody whose job it is to make this not look like shit. You have a set. You can't have it's gonna look really weird with this lady halfway down the fucking screen. Okay.
Yeah, Anna's like alpha dogging all of them. She's like, I'm taller than you guys. But let's take a look here. They're talking about the Epstein files. This lady tries to, you know, do some, well, actually, technically, let's, you know, blah, 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 blah. Anna's not having any of it. And neither is Lindy Lee, interestingly. Maybe Lindy is about to pivot back to the left. You know, maybe her right-wing grift was as short-lived as Anna's. Let's see.
I want to get into, since there's just the overwhelming number of documents, what's the newest stuff that we've learned in this batch? And out of those 3 million pages that everyone is still going through, what's the important stuff that we need to focus on in this batch? Or what is some of the stuff that's being overlooked in this batch that you feel like people are not focusing on enough in this batch?
I think the men who have been mentioned in the files, as Anna said, we have an extraordinary credibility problem. Howard Lutnick is right now gallivanting around the world, negotiating on behalf of the United States, especially in regard to Russia and Ukraine. How does he have the credibility to do so when this is hanging over his head?
But I think also in this episode, if we can, we should be very, because I think the Epstein issue gets to the heart of why this is an important issue to cover relentlessly, is because this list has been withheld from the public for so long, not just the list, the files in their entirety. It's created so much distrust, rightfully so, with the public. So I think it's important for us, when we talk about it on this show, that we provide specific evidence for every one of our claims. So if we're going to talk about Lutnick, let's get very specific about what it is about Lutnick that is discussed in those files. And let's be very specific in a way that others have not been, so that hopefully we can try to restore some of that trust
Can we pause
with
it?
our audience and with the larger audience.
This lady is a word salad machine, man. What the fuck? You keep repeating yourself every single other sentence is the same thing you said the sentence before, and then you move on and you make another slightly different point that's pretty meaningless and blasé, and then you also repeat that. It is like she went to the Trump School of Media Training. It is bizarre watching her. I don't like it.
I was going to say it's like me when I get too high on air and just I'm trying desperately to make a point. But no, yeah, she's not great at communicating. But yeah, let's hear this exchange unfold.
So that hopefully we can try to restore some of that trust with our audience and with the larger audience consuming these files. So you're talking about Lutnick. What is it specifically about Lutnick in this batch that is bothering you, or that is a problem, or that undermines his credibility?
What's bothering
Lutnick claimed
he's buddies with a pedophile?
Yeah, he
right.
claimed
So like that's
that
the claim.
he.
But like,
Hold on.
where's the specific email, or where's the specific, like, let's just, and if it's there,
It wasn't
which I
just
believe,
one
you know,
email.
it
It was
is.
series over a series of
provide
years. Are
some
you
evidence
defending
just for the
him?
audience?
Is Israel paying you? What's going on here? Here, I'll
think-
bring it up. I'll bring it up.
I think it's easy. I think it's easy.
So let's hear that again. Anna's just not having it.
Or where's the specific, like, let's just, and if it's there,
It wasn't
which I
just
believe,
one
you know,
email.
it
It was
is.
series over a series
Let's
of
provide
years. Are
some
you
evidence
defending
just for the
him?
audience.
Is Israel paying you? What's going on here? Here, I'll
think-
bring it up.
Again, these are all, she's not even the guest. These are all co-hosts. They're not even pretending to like each other. Anna's just like, what the fuck? Are you being paid by Israel? Why are you saying this stupid shit? Let's take a look here at what apparently is a juicy clip that we missed from her take.
Even a $3.3 million mansion in Los Angeles. Her mansion sits on Indian land. I kid you not.
Native American, Lindy, excuse me, please use the politically correct term. They're Native Americans.
That's correct. Yeah. Good job, Caroline. Continue, Lindy.
All right. So the tribe confirmed she
Just
is
since Anna,
not
we care about
contacting-
using politically correct terms like undocumented and illegal, which the correct
Listen,
term
bitch,
is still
so
You
illegal.
use language
guys,
I
can I
don't
get through
like,
this?
and I
Can I
didn't get
just
on your
please
ass
get through
about
this?
it. So I would appreciate if you shut the fuck up and don't get on my ass about it. Would that be nice? I'd appreciate that.
I'll let the audience decide what they think about
Yeah.
those
Oh,
comments.
you have to take that
in one more time. Dude, shout out to Anna. You reap what you sow, Anna. You were the one that wanted to lie down with dogs, so don't bitch when you get fleas. But that was amazing. That was incredible. Thank God somebody sent us that because this is going in the clip.
Oh God, yeah, that's hilarious. And I mean, I was saying based on what we reacted to that these ladies hated each other and that the vibe was awkward. That we hadn't seen shit. This is way more proof of that dynamic going on. Holy fuck, these ladies hate each other. Specifically, Anna and this one in the middle.
Confirmed she
Just
is
since Anna,
not
we care about
contacting-
using politically correct terms like undocumented and illegal, which the correct
Listen,
term is
bitch,
still
so
You
illegal.
Can I
use
get-
language
guys,
I
can I
don't
get through
like,
this?
and I
Can
didn't
I
get on
just
your
please
ass
get through
about
this?
it. So I would appreciate if you shut the fuck up and don't get on my ass about it. Would that be nice? I'd appreciate that.
I'll let the audience decide what they think about
Yeah.
those comments.
All right, so
Okay,
I'm going to
good.
keep presenting this, guys. So the Indian
In
tribe.
that moment, I was reminded why Anna could have been such a powerful force for good on the left to just go after people like that. Listen, bitch, I didn't go after you for using language I don't like, so you want to shut the fuck up?
Damn. Yeah. Also, I feel like everyone at this point uses Native American. That's not like some woke fucking, bullshit. Like that's just, yeah, they're Native Americans. You're not like woke for calling them that instead of Indians, like you're fucking John Wayne or something. Like, what is this?
Also, the dumbest point ever people are trying to make, Billie Eilish's house is actually on indigenous land. Our whole entire country is on indigenous land. My house, your house, that was in no small part the point Billie was making.
Actually, my house is not. It's on one of the few slivers in the country that it was not native land. No, obviously, yeah, the whole country. So totally agree. Ridiculous, fake scandal. But Jesus Christ, that is intense. These. I mean, it would be hard to imagine them even showing up to a single other episode after that. That was intense. That was like more feisty even than the Jillian Michaels walkout. She was just like, all right, I'm done. I'm walking out. I don't think anyone called each other a bitch and said, fuck you. That's crazy.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff, right? Honestly, if her take could get a little more like Real Housewives of Miami, bro, Real Housewives of the internet, Hello, I'll be tuning back in.
Honestly, yeah, they should actually do this more if they want to increase the viewership, because that's what people want from the whole like View kind of model, like, you know, the cat fight thing. Like, let's get it going, guys. Like, claws out. But yeah,
I mean, we sound like misogynist pigs. I'll say that for everyone, but we're being honest. I have my media advice cap on. And if I'm talking to PBD, you know, PBD, he comes on the show every once in a while. You know, he's a big fan. Sometimes he'll just, you know, it's odd. He'll just appear. You know, he's into the cash grab. He's into the cash grab. And let me tell you what, cat fight, better name than her take. Okay. So let's just...
honestly, yeah, no, for real. But seriously, shout out to that commenter. The comment has escaped me, but really appreciate. So again, you know, giving credit where credit is due. I think that was a proper way to handle this annoying lady who, again, I don't even know who she is. But she's being needlessly like, you know, well, are you going to pull up the evidence to prove that these Epstein associates were Epstein associates? It's like, we're talking about stuff that everyone is publicly combing through right now. Everyone already knows that these people are, at least the ones they're talking about in this clip, everyone already knows they're beyond fucking implicated.
Yeah. She's also just not doing a very good job of coming across as sharp at all. This new lady, like, admittedly, she might be saying the most of what PBD would want her to say, but yeah, this is just such a clusterfuck. It's uncomfortable to watch.
Yep, super uncomfortable. There's no chemistry between these ladies, and that's one of the biggest issues with this show. It's like, you can have a show like, again, the original point was to be like the online, like the right-wing View. Remember, that was how it was sold. Like, let's get all these Karens together and, you know, it'll be like the View or something. But as much as we roast the View, the hosts on the View do have a chemistry. Like, that's why that show has been so successful. You know, like Joy Behar and fucking Whoopi Goldberg or whatever. Like, they actually do have a chemistry. These ladies don't have any fucking chemistry. And throughout the episode, we're not going to watch much more, if any, but throughout the episode, they keep fucking like talking over each other constantly. And like the microphones aren't mixed well at all because they're all in different locations. So it really was like, I was trying to watch this morning. 90% of it was just unbearable, borderline unlistenable fucking gibberish because they can't stop talking over each other. And again, they all hate each other. They all just, none of them like have any solidarity.
Yeah, you mentioned you were watching it, so I'm like, oh, her take's premiering. I look, mind you, one of these viewers is Gavin, watching solely so we can roast it today. There were 56 live viewers. This is deep into the show. We're talking about, you know, 30 minutes in potentially, at least 25 minutes into the show. They've got like 56 people watching. Now, not a perfect comparison because we're 2 hours into our show, but we have over 1,600 people watching us, and not even a record-breaking day for the Vanguard, to be honest. So to think about 56, one of them at least a hate watcher who's only out here to clown you. Oh man, it's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty pathetic, and I have to say, I'm officially giving the terminal prognosis that we don't see it after summertime of 2026. I think it's gone before the November elections.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair prediction. And part of the reason I agree is because, like I said, this is actually the second episode in a row where neither Anna nor Lindy showed up. So maybe they're just running out the contract. Maybe there's like a few months left on the contract and they're just like obligated to show up, but it ain't getting renewed, if that's even an option. Like, it's not getting renewed. They clearly are at the end of the fucking contract, which is why, again, they're not even spending the money to fly to Florida to actually properly do the show. They're probably already, you know, selling the studio for fucking scraps or whatever behind the scenes to try to, you know, make up for the giant loss in profit that the show represented for the Valuetainment company. Because, you know, this was an expensive production, studio, lights, paying all of these hostesses, right? Like, that's actually pretty expensive, and it ain't generating shit as far as revenue is concerned. So I totally agree with you. I think its days are numbered for sure.
And if you look, can you hit that oldest tab and see their first? So you guys can see a steady decline over time. That's the other thing that leads me to believe that this is not going to happen. People know this show exists and they do not want to watch it. So 7 months ago, okay, and I imagine they probably had a max a year-long contract, right? So you're thinking like by July it's over max. But Elon v. Trump 7 months ago, okay, 78,000 views. All right, the next one, 50,000 views. You know, it goes, okay, 92K, 4K.
All the views though were when Jillian was still there in the front of the fucking thumbnail.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And also just far more than what they're getting now. So you've seen that they've already peaked by a mile. There's no chance they're going to get 104,000 views on anything now. So again, it just makes more and more sense for them to pull the plug. It worked with Jillian Michaels, but even then it was stopping working. Like, it wasn't like they were consistently getting those 50K, 100K live streams, even with Jillian Michaels. Like, if we go back here and see the last one that she had, it was still meaningfully better, but not as good. You know, you've seen some stinkers throughout there, but still, I guess, yeah, you got to admit, meaningfully improved when Jillian Michaels was there.
Yeah. And I mean, even regardless of Jillian herself, it's just wild that a show would start strong, so to speak, and then like taper off, lose interest so quickly. Usually shows start off small and then gain momentum. You know, they grow as a show. It's like the exact opposite is happening here. People are tuning out more and more every time an episode drops, rather than every episode dropping resulting in new people coming in to watch. So yeah, it's genuinely humiliating. And I don't think this show's going to last for much longer. You can tell that none of the hostesses give a single fuck about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kaput.
Yup.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there. Be there.